All right. Matt Piscatella corrected the data that he put up. Apparently, Q2 2025 in its top selling list does not have an Xbox game at number one. That title belongs to Bandai Namco's Elden Ring Night Rain. Hence, the data set is wrong. It's off for this particular categorization, as right now we're looking at Forza having been slapped down to number two. This is what makes it really interesting, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, you really got to go ahead and ask and say, okay, what was the big challenge here in this regard, and how did this even come into play? The reality is, right now, Forza Horizon 5 is at number two, having been released in April. I think it released before Night Rain, April, and then Night Rain came out in June. But the list still continues to reflect something very similar, which is Elder Scrolls Oblivion remastered, Call of Duty 6, Black Ops 6, and Doom the Dark Ages, all sitting at the top spots. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is sitting at number 7, above Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Well, that's kind of interesting at the end of the day that Death Stranding is sitting over here, because I was wondering where this game was in its own sales. And right now, it's very interesting to see that regardless of the top 10 games, Microsoft games are still holding down about 60% of the top best-selling games on PlayStation's platforms. So now that we see this, what's going on? Everybody knows, at least has a inclination of some kind, as to what the reality would look like from now henceforth. I mean, I just saw an article. I thought this article was highly ridiculous, to be very honest, of PlayStation fans having written a letter to PlayStation asking about their multi-platform strategy and the status of exclusives. It's very funny because and I hate to laugh at this in a pedantic way. Look at this, July 30th, this article from PlayStationLifestyle.net. PS fans against multi-platform games email Sony, get response. Oh boy. A recent PlayStation job ad ended up ruffling feathers, as it suggested that PS5 first-party games were destined for Xbox. Well, it didn't suggest that PS5 first-party games are destined for Xbox. It stated that they need somebody to come in and carry on the work that they had already been doing to get their games to other platforms, all digital platforms, including Nintendo, Xbox, PC, and such. So this whole conversation, it's too late for this email. Those of you that are PlayStation fanboys emailing PlayStation, relax. Your games have already been gone to another platform, and now Xbox is going to get in on that particular game nonsense that PlayStation has been blocking them from with their new devices. It's over. Remember, again, you guys are now you're panicking. Stop it. It's still cringe. First of all, you said PlayStation was going to go ahead and block Xbox games, block Xbox devices from being able to access their games via Steam. Do y'all remember? You said that. Now, somehow, you want to go ahead and now say, well, it's no longer. No. It's already too late. There is not an appeal that you can make right now against PlayStation making money that they're going to pretty much listen to. Y'all aren't sending enough checks. I've told you. What you should do is you should earmark some of your paycheck and send it to PlayStation and tell them, hey, man, we love exclusivity so much and we are about that life. Give them more money. And so it says this. What followed was a firestorm, and now concerned fans are emailing Sony to inquire about its multi-platform plans. If you have to email PlayStation, if you all have to email Sony, you already know that this is over. Insiders have cautioned players against taking the job in question out of context. Oh, insiders. Oh my gosh. Sony has already said that its first-party single-player games will largely remain exclusive to one console. That word exclusive doesn't make any sense, bro. Let me go ahead and say something. An exclusive item, right? An exclusive item is exclusive in regards to that item. If an Xbox can play that item when they add Steam, then that Xbox console no longer basically is cut out from what PlayStation is doing. PlayStation's whole tirade about, oh yeah, it's going to be exclusive to one console, that's about to be blown out of the water. It's inaccessible by other means or whatever it is. And PlayStation set themselves up like this. So it says, with some exceptions like Lego Horizon Adventures, which Sony felt was a good fit for Nintendo Switch. Really? Sony felt it was a good fit? Where have I heard that good fit language that then when ended up, hold on. And maybe to put a few minds at ease, just because one first-party AAA PC title to PC doesn't necessarily mean everything will now come to PC. In my mind, Horizon Zero Dawn was just a great fit. Who wrote this article? Is this your Zarmina Khan? Zarmina, you're writing like you're Herman Holst. Good fit? First-party games will come on launch on PC at a later date. Well, hold on. Lego Horizon Adventures did not follow that paradigm. And the so-called China Hero project. PC will launch at a later date, but live service games are expected to launch on all platforms, including Xbox, starting with Helldivers 2. Nevertheless, they never even said that live service games are going to launch on all platforms, including, Xbox. They never said that. They only said that live service games were going to go to PC day and date. Concord is, everybody said Bungie was an exception and Haven was an exception, but Concord was not launched on Xbox. Y'all got to remember that Concord was not launched on Xbox. Nevertheless, players want clarification. At least one fan has received a response from Sony. Although it's the most boilerplate text I've ever seen, I'm frankly surprised that Sony even bothered to entertain the email. While we continue to explore, Sony said, let me go ahead and see if I can find this. This is on the PlayStation subreddit. Whoa. It says, blah, blah, blah. Love, our fans' love continues to be priority. While we continue to explore, this may be fake, to explore new ways to grow and evolve the gaming ecosystem, we're committed to preserving the unique identity that PlayStation represents, which is PC, PlayStation Publishing LLC. As we have in the past, we'll always listen to feedback for our community, including valued players like you, and ensure that our decisions are aligned with the experiences you expect from PlayStation. For the latest update, oh bro, they're gonna dump more games. That is like the most generic response you can ever ask for in your entire life. If you really wanted clarity and you got that particular response, they never said anything like no, which tells you that their active publishing of more games is designed to come in here and fight this reality, or at least counterbalance this reality, because Xbox is still going to sell consoles. Believe you me, they're going to be selling consoles, because all these games that people are shelling money out for, when it's time to go to the PS6, a lot of you are going to look and say, I already got a PS5, because they're not going to separate the two hardware pieces in a generational sense. This is where you now sit at the crossroads and say, if Xbox is dealing out these games at this cadence, why would I go buy me a PS6 to this effect when their own people are playing on Game Pass? This is why all your talking heads already copped Game Pass long ago. They kind of sensed that the inevitable was coming, but for some strange reason, they refused to follow with common sense. And here you all are, writing emails to PlayStation, trying to convince them not to make money. What a warped world we live in. Peace out.